Boom. There it is. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Los here, coming at you with another live stream. And this was an interesting one, right? So this is my first CBCS submission, and I'm here with my brother Vic. So be unbreakable, as you can see. Glad to have you here, man, because you know the journey I went on with these books.
Yeah, no, I remember the other day when you got all the email notifications, and we were excited. We're sitting at a Dead Mall's play place while the kids are running around getting on our nerves, and we're not paying attention because we've been measuring times that we get things back from CBCS. I just did my first submission, and I got one there now, and then you just wrapped yours up. So I'm ready to see this. And when we were at the flea market this morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock, you were like looking at your FedEx shipping tracking, like you were really looking for this.
When they told me it was coming on Sunday, I was like, hell yeah, even better.
Yeah, I almost missed this. I was on Whatnot buying stuff, so you're lucky I made it.
You get in trouble on that, man. You get in trouble on there.
I might not be on Whatnot while we're doing this. So FYI.
Nice. All right, so let me jump into the chat real quick. So Carlito Classico, thanks for being here, brother. You was on here way before. George D. Runk, thanks for stopping in, brother. Sam I Am. JP, what's going on, man? Thanks for shouting me out on your show and just letting people know that my this live stream is coming on. So I appreciate it. Thanks, TJ. I appreciate it. I know TJ is one of the people that's against this. But again, it's one of those things, right? It's like these books are actually going to be for sale either now or in the future. Some of these are obviously spec plays and things like that, or just waiting for a trailer or anything to pop up. Yo, Mark Spector, what's going on, brother?
Mark
Nice. Is that bar watch the game? Hell yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know that exactly the game is on right now. So well, in New England, there's a big game going on right now. Tom Brady is back playing against the Pats, so that should be interesting. I don't even know what the score is, and I'm pretty sure
they're losing by a point unless they just need to kick a field goal. So that's happening. No, they got 3-3 to a touchdown. So yeah.
Okay, they're better than I thought it would. Yep. TJ's in the house. There could be a few reread books in there. There's a couple.
I'm here hoping that you offer some up and I could claim faster than they can type into the comments. It makes sense.
So yeah, this is the book. This is the box that came in today. I will say, I already kind of cut it open. I will say though that I do like the packaging from CGC better, right? I just like especially when you have a larger. There's 11 books in here. When you have a larger submission, I like the way they send their books, right? I like that the vertical box. I feel like it's more secure. But again, as long as the books are fine here, then I don't really give a shit. As long as they don't break. And I'll talk about when I submitted these. And how long it actually took, and all that stuff. So here's the box right here, and these were modern fast track or fast pass or whatever they call it. I submitted these on the 4th, September 4th. There was a show here, the Boston Fan Expo,
Boston,
and CBCS was on site. So I didn't have to actually mail anything to Texas, which was pretty cool. I saved a little bit on shipping there. So dropped off the books there. They received them and charged me on the 10th, right? So they had the books in hand, but they didn't actually put them into the system on September 10th is when they actually got into the system and they charged my card. After that, September 30th is when I got the next email saying that books are scheduled to be graded or they're being graded. That same day, they were packaged up and encapsulated. And then they were also shipped out on the same day on the 30th. So and then they were shipped, and I received them today. So full, if you want to go based on when I dropped them off at the show, and when I got them back, it was 29 days. Not 29 business days, 29 days total. That was it.
That includes weekends and a holiday in the month of September.
Yeah, it was absolutely bonkers. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, and that's one of the things I want to get into too as well, because full disclosure, I looked at the grades. I mean, obviously we spoke about it earlier, but I looked at the grades already. I couldn't wait, just for the simple fact that I'm selling these books, so I didn't really care to be a shock or anything like that. If they were books for myself, like the PC, then maybe I would have held off on it. But I was like, whatever. I wanted to check them out. But I do definitely like the packaging better from CGC. The labels, obviously, we know that the labels are better. But at the end of the day, I'll kind of get into like, the costs and stuff, and just my take on whether it was worth it as far as like, reselling or whatever, the timing and stuff like that. What's going on, Jimmy? Thanks for stopping in, brother.
I was going to say, CGC has to pack everything real well, even though the books are shaking inside the cases anyway. So it doesn't matter. The book could still get damaged. No, I'm playing.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, it was definitely a quick turnaround time, especially, doing the fast track and stuff like that. It came out to the 11 books that I shipped in. It was $323 or something like that. It cost me. So I think it was about 28 and change a book. That's with the fast track, modern fast track. It was supposed to be 8-week turnaround time or something like that, even with the fast track. And yeah, you can see 29 days. So definitely a lot quicker than that. But again, like I said, I know the labels are better and stuff like that, but are we really paying for the labels, or are we paying for the book? Because it's a 30-cent label or whatever it costs them to print the label, and you're gonna pay a couple $100 more for a label. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. But so like I said, I mean, it's packed okay. They give you some packing tape, and you get the nice brick. Again, I didn't cut these open, so you're gonna get some what is it called, the ASMR or whatever sound effects. So I'll try to keep it away from the mic so you don't hear all that. But
you better put your Cash App name up. People pay for that.
Yeah, seriously.
I was gonna say, like, when you do get the package back from FedEx or whoever you have to ship it with, the CGC boxing is better. You got the caution on the outside, or the fragile, and the cardboard spacers.
Yep.
I think are perfect. I'll take that over the paper anytime.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, I definitely like those, especially because I reuse a lot of that stuff that comes in the CGC box. When I'm reselling CGC slabs and stuff like that, or just selling a slab in general, those things come in handy. Like, I love boxing those things up, and then I even save a couple and use it as a template to cut other ones. When I get other like cardboard and stuff like that, I'll use that as a template, and I'll just cut the same shape, so I know it's just slightly bigger than an actual case, and then I can use it to ship and stuff. So it does help. I do like that. But let's
while you're doing that, this is all new to me, and as you know, I started submitting stuff to CGC last year. I haven't renewed my membership yet. I did my CBCS, and I thought I was just going to do books for my PC, and I was like, oh, I could. I have a couple of books in my older boxes I might be able to flip, get some more stuff. But now I got like 70 slabs in my house, and I don't know what to do with them. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And like, this conversation makes more sense to me today than it did a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on, John? Thanks for everybody stopping in, man. I appreciate it, man. It does, right? I mean, it's one of those things, right, where I feel like CBCS is, at least in this time and era, whatever, they're starting to catch up a little bit as far as like their quality and people just recognizing and using them more. having a monopoly and only having one grading service that everybody uses, I feel like CGC is getting to a point where they're almost, taking advantage of their customers, and they feel like, okay, well, we're so big that no matter what we do, we're never going to lose customers, right? Because they're just going to keep coming back to us. We're the oldest, we're the best, and it's nice to have that competition, right? I mean, it breeds all these companies wanting to do better, right? If just one company is blowing out everybody else, then they're gonna be like, "Hey, we don't give a shit. They're still gonna come to us and stuff." It's like, no, you still need to try, man. We're still paying for a service. You can at least try to put a good foot forward. So I got all the books right here. Like I said, I already know the grades, but obviously you guys don't know. Thanks, John. Yeah, actually I am, and which is pretty wild. So if you feel so inclined, if you're not subscribed, you can do that if you want to. I know that's not my deal. I think I've maybe said that 2 times in my entire lifetime, and they were both for giveaways. But yeah,
The only emoji TJ has is the red angry face.
it's pretty much.
I was gonna say, you're talking about competition between the companies. I love that new the tab on CBCS's site where it's talking about 21 ways we're better. I was like,
wow.
ooh, let the drama unfold.
Yo, that was shots fired. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It was like, you guys just didn't give a shit, huh? They were like, man, we just gonna go at them.
If you don't put a name, you're okay. You can put those prices and the turnarounds. You can put all the details. Just don't put a name.
Yo, seriously. They were like, no, we gonna tell you. We are better in this. It was like, damn. It was like, and we shouting out by name. So I'm just gonna go the way I have it stacked here. Is like, I don't really care. I mean, I could go and keep some as I go through. I might actually, maybe hold one to the side or whatever.
He does that more. I was wrong.
So the first one, it was mentioned earlier, I probably do have a couple of reread books in here. And the first one was Invincible Iron Man 7. This is the 3rd printing. All these books I cleaned and pressed myself. And I believe this is the 3rd printing. I had this one as a 9.8. I thought it was going to be a 9.8, and it came back a 9.8. So definitely happy about that. Sorry about the glare. I mean, there you go.
There it
so
is.
Again, it wasn't too bad. I mean, the case. I mean, this is the first time I'm feeling kind of a CBCS case. I never held one before. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it feels a little lighter than a CGC case.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little thinner, but
it's thinner. That groove, it has the groove along the side that fits into the other one kind of nicely.
Yeah.
It does feel like a smaller case.
It's right here. It's like this little like indent, or it pops out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I do like that it's completely sealed on the sides, and it's not shaking. So that's a plus, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, that is the label boring? Yeah, I mean it is. But again, are we paying for the label or are we paying for the book? I don't know. I mean, yeah, we are paying for a service, and you want it to look as pretty as possible. But if you can get over that fact that this is not a white box, it's not too different. I mean, they got a little hologram, I guess. But yeah,
I'm telling you, for me, it's like I was dating a girl for a week in middle school, and then I met another one. So I'm like, I'm like go back and forth. It's okay. I'm cool with it. But
what's going on, brother?
All of my books are in the closet or in a case somewhere. Like I don't even have any displayed because I have a rambunctious 5-year-old and he touches everything.
Yeah. I'm not going. I think there might be a couple. I think Kavi is going, and maybe a few other people. But I'm not going. I think the next one that we're going to is C2E2 in December.
Oh man, I'm going to Northeast. I'm going to go to Rhode Island. I'm going to go to as many as I can before the end of the year.
I already knew TJ was going to be on some extreme trolling today. So
I'm for it because I was going to try to do that while I was here, but I'll just let the audience do it.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Pull out 9.8. No big deal. No big deal.
Oh yeah, I'm salty about that one. I just got that back at a 9.6, and it's because there was like it says tiny color breaking spine tick on and it's just something I missed. So I was super sad.
Yeah. So this next one, this one is one that, you know, the story on this one's pretty damn funny. I got this one at a yard sale for 45 cents. You know, it was pretty clean. Cleaned it, pressed it, and you know, it still looks pretty good. But it came back. It's X-Men number 4, First Omega Red, newsstand, and it came back as a 9.6. What they had put for it is it has a spine stress that breaks color, right? And which is cool. I think it does, right? I think I see it right here. But the cool thing, what I do like is that it's a 9.6, and they actually gave me grader's notes that says why it's a 9.6. I know, like CGC. I mean, I get it, right? I mean, they probably grade, you know, 3 times as many damn books as the CBCS, and maybe the graders don't have the time or whatever, stuff like that. But I feel like if you're grading a book, right, and there's 3 graders that grade it, that's what CGC says. They have 3 graders that grade it. They take the average, and then that's what your book gets, right? Each one of them is jotting something down, right? I mean, or it's just you can go off of memory of grading, you know, 500 books, 1,000 books a day. I mean, I don't know. I can't do that, but I'm pretty sure they, you know, they jot something down saying, oh, there's a tick here, there's a color breaking here. So this is why it's a 9.6 for personal reference, or just for your reference to know it, to pass it down to the other grader or something like that. But, you know, why would you not add that or include that? I shouldn't have to reach out to you for that. You should just be included, which it is here, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
you don't just reach out, you pay $4 too.
Yeah. So yeah, George, exactly. It's 9.6 with graders notes, which, you know, yeah, it was at a it was at a yard sale.
That's not even the only book you found that day, though. Like,
no,
I remember seeing you pull a stack of 30 books that were newsstand, and I wanted to slap them out your hand.
I grabbed it was just a crap ton of books that they had, and I went over there and they were like, oh yeah, it's, you know, mostly 90s stuff, whatever. I was like, I don't care. It's comics. I'll be fine. And it was just like, you know, Batman books, Superman books, you know, this X-Men, like newsstand. I was like, I'll pull all these 90s newsstand. This next book, I'm gonna leave this one to the side, because that one, that was a good book. And that one, you know, I damn near lost my shit when that one came out, so that was pretty cool. So I'm gonna throw that one to the side. I go wait on that one.
I already know which one that one
is. Gorilla Girl, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't be mad at a 9.6 from a 45-cent book. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into that book for less than $30, and it came back as a 9.6 newsstand. So I'm like, yeah, I can't beat that. You know what? Technically, yeah. I mean, right? I mean, any book that comes back not a 10.0 should have graders notes. Yep, and that's what I was saying, right? And that's what I said. I'm pretty sure it's like it has to be at least 3 times the amount of books, maybe even 4 times. You know, CGC gets just a shit ton of books. I get that, but like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're jotting something down, right? I mean,
yeah.
As a grader, this is your profession, right? So if you're saying this book is not a 10.0, it's not a 9.8 or 9.98, you seeing something wrong with it, you want to jot that note down real quick. Okay, I think it's a 9.6 because of this. Real quick, shorthand, whatever. Right. But yeah, you know, yeah,
there's probably a lot more going on too. Like, if you think about the last year, we got a plastic shortage. We got Pokemon cards at CGC. We have transition happening with leadership in a purchase. So I think there's a lot of that stuff going on as well. And then the job shortages, unless people are, I don't know what Florida looks like. I never have a clear picture of Florida. So I don't know who's where and what, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. Ford is a whole nother. So the next book was the Silk 2, the Rose Besh. I just this cover was just dope as hell when it came out. I had to get it slabbed. And I had this one. I was thinking this one's gonna be a 9.8, and it came back a 9.8. The thing is too, right? It's a modern book, and it's newer book, so most people feel like, oh, modern books, you don't have to press them, right? And they're fine. When this book came in, it actually had a nice little crease on it, which if I would have sent it in like that, it would not have been a 9.8. So definitely check your modern books, right? I mean, you definitely need to check them, man, because you're not guaranteed a 9.8 on a modern book off the shelf, right? You definitely need to check them because not every store handles their books, the way they should. So
I got a good example of that. A few months ago, I bought a black cotton ratio variant, or the one per store, and I was like, "Oh, this is in a Mylar bag," and I sent it in. It came back a 9.6, and I don't know why now, but it looked super clean to me.
Nice. Yeah, Gorilla. It took me from start to finish when I dropped them off at the show. When they came here, Boston Fan Expo, it took 29 total days from the minute it went to their hands to the minute I got the package today. So it was 29 days total, and I sent it modern fast track. So that's modern fast pass is the same thing as their CGC's modern fast track. So, yep. This next one is a good one. Obviously this got hot because of a movie and all that stuff. And we found this actually doing our, me and Vic went to a comic tour of like the Northeast. And, we hit up just a shit ton of stores and stuff like that, went all the way up to Maine and just started making our way down. Went to like Maine, New Hampshire, just hitting up a bunch of places. And we found one place, had a crap ton of books, diving through back issues and stuff like that. And just happened to see this in a back issue bin. And
which one?
It was just crazy. It was just sitting there. And it was like $10. I was like, yeah, snagging this one. After I cleaned and pressed it, it had like a nice little ding in the back, but I was able to get it out. And I had this probably as like a 9.6 because I just wasn't too sure. But it came back as a 9.8, and it is a newsstand copy. Yeah. So, like I said, I found this in a back issue bin, Superboy 9, First King Shark, and it was for $10. And I was like, I snagged it so fast. And when I brought it up to the register, the guy was like looking at me like, I don't know if I should give you this for $10, man. And I was like, listen, it's labeled, ring it up. It's $10. But yeah, cleaned the press it and came back a 9.8 newsstand, man. I couldn't be happy about, I was thrilled about that one. So definitely happy about that.
That shop was weird because it was like half horror store, half comic books.
Yeah.
And their bundles were like underpriced. We grabbed Spider-Man sets there for like $12. You grabbed the Totally Awesome Hulk.
Yep.
We grabbed a ton of Sam Wilson books, and then I found a ton of Ice Cream Mans. Yeah. And that was just the second comic book shop we went to, which was a great day.
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts.
We deserved that after staying at that murder hotel.
Oh, that was I'm pretty sure those were bloodstains on those sheets. I'm just saying. Yeah. Nice. I would have bought it.
You could get a percentage off.
Yeah. This next one is a book that I basically just like threw in last minute. It got hot for some reason. I know I had it, and I was like, it looks good. I did a quick press on it just to get out any kind of wrinkles that you get from modern books. I had this as a 9.8 all the way. And it is Werewolf by Night #1. Mm-hmm. The first print A cover came back as a 9.8. There's a lot of talk about this character having his own, maybe Disney Plus show or something like that because they're trying to go with the whole like monster type of deal, Universal, whatever, and stuff like that. So, I threw it in there. I was like, hey, you know what? I got a chance at a 9.8 on it. These books were going anywhere from like $300 to $400. Like, why not, right? I bought it for cover price, the day of release. So I'm like, yeah, Why not? So
those books have been flying. The variant selling for like 40, like off the shelves.
yeah. So I mean, like I said, I saw that and I was like, hey, might as well jump on it, right? I mean, and like I said, I got it back good time. So this next one was one that I wasn't sure what it was gonna get, right? I got it. I didn't have time to. This is literally the only one that I did not press, and I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. And it is X-Men #1, the J. Scott Campbell Rogue cover. I was able to snag 2 of these. I only sent in 1 to get graded here to CBCS, and it came back as a 9.6. All right, and they said it has
such a good cover.
Yeah, it's just a dope ass cover. Like I said, I was able to snag 2 of these before they sold out. Then the next like 35 seconds after that, and basically they just said that it has some small like barely breaking spine ticks and stuff like that, and I could kind of see them in the back. There's a few on there, so I'm like, okay. I mean, it could possibly be pressable, and you never know. Resubmit it, and it probably could come back in 9.8. But at the end of the day, like I said, I bought it when they came out for $20 and stuff like that off the like repop. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. So it's just a dope ass cover.
I know your plan was to send the other one to CGC. Are you still going to do that and see if there's a difference? Or
I might. Like I said, I some of these books I have doubles of that I was thinking about sending to CGC as well. And who knows? Maybe the other one, if it comes back as a 9.8, I sell that one. I keep this one, right? Because again, I don't give a shit if it's a 9.6 or a 9.8 if it's in my collection. If I'm keeping it, if it's just a dope ass cover, why not, right? The other one will pay for this one, so this will essentially be free. So I'm okay with that. And the next one is, oh man, would you look at that? It's another Invincible Iron Man 7. But this one is the first print, and like honestly, I don't know if I wanted to like test it and see if they will like catch it if they're actually opening the damn book to grade it. And I was like, it's gonna be high grade, but I didn't think it was gonna be a 9.8, and it didn't. It came back as a 9.6, which is fine. But it's Invincible Iron Man 7, the first print. It's a 9.6 only because it's missing the digital code, like peel, the top, whatever that you rip off and shit. It's missing that. And that's the only reason why this is not a 9.8. So, if somebody's, feeling froggy and wants to crack it and get a label that you can cover that over and resubmit it, and, if that'll work, I don't know. But yeah, but that's the only reason why that one's not a 9.8. The rest of the book is, that's basically the grader's notes on is like it's missing that top peel, and that's it. That's the only reason why.
They could crack it and send it to CGC. I normally do not like those stickers, but I grabbed the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur 7 and first appearance of Kid Kree. So I've been grabbing all those first appearance. I sent it in and I was real worried. I went to some forums. I was like, what happens if this sticker's missing? And I found a forum that said, if it's missing, you'll get a grade, but it'll be indicated from CGC that you don't have the code sticker. But when I got it back in the mail, it came back as a 9.8 and it didn't say that on it. So I was like, this is sweet.
Yeah, it has it right on there.
It says it there? Yeah.
Yeah, top layer of digital code sticker removed.
Oh, okay.
So
it did have that on the label.
Yeah, it actually has it on the label. So, okay.
That's interesting. Hey. I hate digital code stickers, especially when I'm pressing.
Ah.
Like, it's the worst.
Because then you have to make a fucking pancake of your book like this big and shit. Because you have to put all these layers in it.
Like, I need 60-pound paper here, 110-pound paper here, cardstock. Get out of here.
Yeah, because you don't want it to have that little square box on like the next 4 pages. And it's like, oh. Yeah. This next one, I got this one in, man, and it is again a reread book. And this one, yeah, man, it's Invincible Iron Man #9. Got this one in. It looked good. I cleaned and pressed it. I usually have a pessimistic attitude on things. So I had this as a 9.6. I was shooting for 9.8, but at the very least, I was hoping that it wouldn't go no lower than 9.6, and it came back at 9.8. So definitely happy about that. This is one that, you know, when you're talking about, yeah, I mean, like I said, I went for it and I tried it and I wanted to see, because I know we had spoke about that, right? Because you had the Moon Girl that went to CGC and it came back 9.8 and it didn't say anything about the layer being removed, the sticker being removed. And so I was like, all right, well, let me see if CBCS does it. And apparently for them, it affects it. So yeah, and then yeah, exactly. You know, for a sticker, like, and it's not even, it's just the top layer of it, right? I mean, the digital code is still in there, right? And I guess you can still use it. But yeah, it's easy to always catches that. All right.
I was gonna share. Can I share my screen real quick? Can I share a screen?
I think you can. You should be able to.
Whatever. Don't say it. And I don't got my second monitor, but whatever. I'm gonna share this other tab because I want to just show the folks in the audience the BS. Like, look at this work you did from left to right, and you thought that was a 9.6? Get out of here. The humility.
and you know, it's funny is we were talking about like you know, having like the pancake, the book and stuff like that, because there's so many things. This is one of those books, right? Because this one has 2 posters in here, right? And the posters are shorter, right? They come up to like here, you know, they cut off part of the book, right? So they don't go all the way to the edge. And so you have to make sure that you have your 100-pound paper, 80-pound, whatever, blocking those. So you need, you know, your layer in the front, right? Your silicone release paper for the cover. Then you need 2 of those to make sure it doesn't affect the pages behind it. Then you need 2 more for the sticker. Then you need 2 more for the other poster that's in there. And then you need another silicone release paper in the back. And so by the time you look, it's like this thick. And you're like, Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. You know, yeah. And then again, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah. It's just, it was one of those things. And then you don't want to go too heavy on the press, right? When you're pressing it down, because now you have so much of a thickness in there that you don't want to affect the spine and then have that fucking bubble and all that shit. Like, you still want it to be nice and crisp. So yeah, I mean, you just have to go light with it. And but yeah, I mean, I was happy with that, and I saw that and I was like, yep, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that with me, because I just had the hip hop cover of the all new Wolverine DMX, and I was pressing that for a friend, and I was like, oh, let me just remember what he did over here, especially with that spine, because that's where it needed the most work.
Yeah, definitely. And then that, you know, that's one too, like, you know, and these are tougher too, because they're modern books that have the gloss on the cover, and they're harder to, you know, put in the humidity chamber and stuff like that, because they don't absorb the moisture as much and stuff like that. It basically, it just runs off of it instead of actually absorbing it. Like the older books they don't have that shit, so they absorb all the moisture, and your paper gets nice and not brittle, but it gets pliable, so it presses out better. But I hit it with a steamer instead to just give it like something. And to try to like loosen that paper up just a little bit, not enough to take color off and anything like that. But I mean, it worked. So I can't complain. This next one is literally the oldest book in here and the only DC book in here. Not that I'm shitting on DC. I do have plenty of DC books, but this is the only one that I felt, you know, worthy to throw in here as of right now. I bought this at my LCS. They had a nice little sale, you know, a few years back and shit like that. And I picked it up. I'm like, yeah, you know, I think it's a good book. I cleaned it, pressed it. This one I knew wasn't going to be in the 9s. But I was like, hey, you know what? I figured this is still going to be at least an 8.0, 8.5. And it'll still be worth it to send it in. It's a dope character. You know, he has a nice cult following. People buy this shit all the time. So I was definitely like, I'll throw this in here. And it was New Teen Titans #2, first Deathstroke. And it came back as an 8.5, new standard copy. But yeah, I mean, I was happy with this one. I knew it wasn't going to be anything higher than that, because there's a couple of little like tears by the staple, which, you know, you can't do shit about that. But I definitely cleaned it, pressed it as much as I can. There was a little bit of foxing on it. Again, you know, unless you're gonna attempt to do like a chemical bath or some shit like that, you know, that's not gonna come out. So, but I'm happy it presents well, and you know, a nice a Deathstroke fan, you know, could get a nice copy, nice presenting copy there.
Everyone's a Deathstroke fan. Like they fall on him for anything in the DCU. Like Arrow starting to suck, it's gonna fall off. Add Deathstroke. We need Teen Titans to have a villain in its second season. Add Deathstroke. We need to make this Justice League movie better. Add Deathstroke. They're like they just add him everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, what's going on, Chris? What is it so hard? Yeah, man. I mean, I'll run through the books again at the end because I'm down to like the last two books. So these two are, you know, I want to say like some pretty big books in here. This one was a book that I bought the entire series of this book. And I mean, I bought it on eBay years ago. I was really trying to get number 3, but the fact that it had all of them, I was like, might as well. And you know, I already have 3 graded as a CGC. It was one of my first submissions that I sent in to CGC, you know, before I did any kind of cleaning and pressing, before I even knew that cleaning and pressing wasn't even a thing. You know, that first submission went in, I don't know, 13 years ago right now, some crazy shit like that. And it came back as a 9.0, right? It was NYX3. Came back as a 9.0, which that has a potential to be cracked and pressed and resubmitted. So definitely be on the lookout for that because I probably will be doing that. But number 4 started spiking as well. And I did some work on this one as well because it did have, you know, some little bit of dings and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure I posted that on IG and stuff, so you can kind of see what I did with it. And happy to say, came back as a 9.8. So
that's awesome.
Definitely happy about that, man. Because like I said, you can see with this one when I posted it, it had some nice you know, dings in the front, non-color breaking ticks, but you can see that they were so compressed that it was working its way all the way to like the cover and stuff. And then
you already got a claim.
The back also had a nice little thing that I got out. So, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Second appearance of NYX and X23 in comics. So yeah, I mean,
wow.
Gorgeous book, you know. But I was happy when that came out. It's like claim.
It's so funny. My whole NYX set just proves that I was a college student who didn't know how to take care of their stuff when I bought the series, because I have them all. And I think the first and only book I've ever taken to get signed was by Quesada and Middleton at the 2005 Wizard World in Boston. And I just got that graded. And it came back as a 9.0 because the people at the shop, the local shop, I'm not going to name them, but they dropped my books. Like there's just dings on the corners. And it was the first issue and the second issue. It came back as the third issue. Sorry. It came back as 7.5 for the first issue. I paid for a clean and press, and I could look at the book now and see all the dirt. And then number 3 came back as a 9, and I'm angry.
Yeah. That and that's the thing that sucks too, right? Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's a great book. I think it was a book that once issue 3 started like kind of getting out of range for people because it just fucking went ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
People started looking at, okay, well, what's the next best book that I could get, that I could get my hands on? And then 4 started climbing and shit like that, which is what happens with most books, right? You know, you can't get the first appearance, second appearance starts popping up, third appearance starts popping. So, you know, you just got that, you know, that trickle down effect. But yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, Chris is late. Yeah, he said they're for sale, Chris.
Chris is like, he can't be claimed something. They say so.
TJ's the only person who can't claim stuff because it's against his moral high ground.
Yep. TJ's out from the very beginning. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a great book, man, and you know what, TJ? You know what? Hold on. Yeah, just for you, I know it's here. This book is probably, I mean, not probably, it's never gonna be for sale. Thanks to my wife and stuff like that. But I'll show the one. I'll show that one right there. There you go. I just showed that real quick. There you go, TJ.
Worst book on your shelf.
So funny story about that. So you see how this is blank now. Yeah, I had some books up there, and one of my shelves collapsed and fell, and none of the books were damaged in the process. I had a statue that kind of crumbled, but I was like, until I can get that more secure, these books will not be up there right now. So I pulled all that shit down off the wall. So, but yeah, that sucked.
What, you have like 8 books up there and they fall from 9 feet high and none of them get damaged?
And not one of them broke. So I guess, kudos to CGC, right? Because they were all CGC books. So none of them broke. So I was like, hey, you got a sturdy case, I guess, right?
That was that cushion of dollar books behind you. Like, look how many books they fell on top of before they hit the ground.
Yeah, it was cool. One actually fell like straight down, like literally straight. I was like, okay. Nice. So this last book, right? This is the last book in the submission. This one was one that I bought. I bought it. I want to say a couple years ago. It started kind of, the hype started going on it because there was potential that maybe this character could be in a Disney Plus thing, or like maybe in the movies and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I got it on the downward trend, right? So not when people were spiking and it was going for $100 and 150, whatever the hell it was. I said, the hell with that, I'll wait on it. And it started dropping, and found somebody on eBay. I think I paid $35 for this thing. It looked clean as hell. I was like, nice, looked pretty clean. What's going on, Flashpoint? So like, it looked clean, and I was like, the only thing it had was, I want to say it was like this manufacturer's defect that a lot of them have. So I was hoping that I didn't get dinged on that, and because they knew that was a defect that most of the books had. And I was like, yeah. And obviously when they announced that this character is getting their own show and everything, the book went just bonkers. Like I said, it looked great. I cleaned it, pressed it, and it didn't need much, but it just gave it a little light touch. And obviously I had to press it. And yeah, I mean, when this one came back, I thought it was going to be high grade, but woo! Savage She-Hulk #1,
yes,
9.8, and yeah, I was happy as hell. It's direct edition, which I want to say in the 80s was either on par or it was actually better than the newsstand because there was less of these. I want to say when it started flipping, because there wasn't as many comic book shops and stuff like that. So, you still got, when you got the direct edition, it was a little better than the newsstand. But yeah, I mean, that was a big one. I seen that one. I was like, I almost pissed myself. I was like,
no, yeah.
I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one, especially for, again, $35 I paid, and with the like 28 and change to 29, been into this book for $60 or whatever. Yeah,
that's a deal.
And you can look up the prices right now and see what they are. And she hasn't even been, they cast a person, but there's no script, there's no trailer, there's no nothing. So you can imagine when that first trailer does drop, and they show her, and then they kind of show if it looks anywhere near the other Disney Plus shows, like their quality.
Mm-hmm.
This book can easily reach those almost 2K limits.
It's already there. There's someone I follow on IG, IGM Comics, and a newsstand just went for what, 1,900, and another recent sale was 1,300 with the direct edition. So since yours is CBCS, and looking at the stance that everyone's on, you'll be at like $17 for it because it's not CGC.
Yeah. So yeah, 60-40 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I know there was a certain era when it started to flip, and I know once you got to like the late 80s, early 90s and stuff like that is when it really like flipped, and those newsstands were like, going absolutely ballistic. And if you could find a newsstand in like the late 90s or early 2000s, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Those books are just absolutely insane.
New Adventure 7 flies off the shelves when it's the newsstand one. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why is this a $700 book?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quick recap just so I can see. Like I said, some of these books are gonna be for sale like now. Some of them I'm holding off on them. Obviously, I'm just gonna wait until there's a trailer or something like that. I kind of only because I got burned a couple times by selling too early with some other books that I had, and I'm like, let me wait until that trailer drops, and then I know. I mean, it's the Dirty Flippers Club, but hey man, like I said, I have other goals in mind that I'm doing, not just flipping them to buy other books, which would be nice. But I have other financial goals that I'm trying to get to and stuff like that, and this is a way for me to get to that point. And then eventually I can get back into like buying bigger books for myself. But yeah, so what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in.
I'm not buying big books anymore. I'm just buying NFTs on VV. That's it. Where all my money is going.
Thanks, JP. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, take it easy, man. Get some rest.
Peace out.
But yeah, so nice.
I feel like TJ's using a new emoji every time now since I commented on the revenue.
Yeah, he is. So there was a big one right there. Savage She-Hulk #1, 9.8. So, and the defect that I'm talking about is like that little, I don't know if you can see it, right there, that black mark. A lot of them have that, and I think it was just when it came off the press, or the when it was being cut or whatever, it just had that, and I've seen a lot of them with that. So I was like, I'll take a chance and see. I mean, I don't know if they were gonna ding me on that, but I guess they didn't. So I'm like, I'm happy about that. Next was the NYX4. That came back as a 9.8. So second appearance of X-23. Next was Teen Titans 2, first Deathstroke. Came back as an 8.5. So again, happy about that.
Son?
Huh? So that was a good book. Invincible Iron Man 9. So first full Riri, and 9.8. So that was crazy. But yeah, happy to have this one. I'm pretty sure I have another copy. It's probably not going to be a 9.8. I'll be lucky if it gets a 9.4 because it does have a few color breaking spine ticks. But if I can clean them up and make them look halfway decent, who knows? Invincible Iron Man #7, the first print came back as a 9.6. Doesn't have the digital code, peel on it or whatever. So, it is what it is. I do have another copy of this, but it has some like color rub and shit on the top. So I'm like,
I'm waiting to see the argument flare up between issue 7 and 9, because on the third print, if you look at the little emblem where Riri's facing it, says the first appearance of, and everyone's calling it the cameo. So it's like, but it says it on the book.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see the fight for that.
Oh yeah, you know how that goes. First appearances, first full appearances, cameos, and shit like that. Which that whole nonsense is like you can't. A cameo can't be a first appearance, right? A cameo is of somebody who actually showed up before or is known and then shows up. Like it's a first appearance and then a first full appearance. So, but yeah, well, that's for another time. X-Men #1, the J. Scott Campbell Rogue cover got a 9.6. This was the only book in here that was not pressed, just because I threw it in at the very end. But still happy about it. I do have a second copy that I'll be submitting soon as well. Werewolf by Night #1, and this was the first appearance of like the new Werewolf by Night, Jake Gomez, and there was rumors that there's potentially a Disney Plus show with this character on it. So threw that in there. Came back as a 9.8. So definitely happy about that.
When you get a price for that one, let me know and I'll buy it and A-OK it to TJ. That way he doesn't have to worry about paying for it.
Thanks. Nice. This one, Superboy #9, First King Shark, came back to 9.8, and it is a newsstand copy, which is pretty cool. But this was awesome. Like I said, found this in the back issue bin for $10, so couldn't beat that. Yeah, what's going on, Mark? Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks. I appreciate everybody, man. This was Silk number 2. This is the Rose Besh variant cover. I think it was like the 1 in 25. Just a dope ass cover. I kind of like that that graffiti kind of style. And then with the kicks in full gear right in front there. But
she just did that Miles Morales, and it's pink, and he's like really close up, and I think I'm gonna send that one in to get graded.
Yep.
I want to start having the Spider Fam if she does them all for her art. Yeah,
nice. And then this one was an interesting one. So X-Men number 4. We all know this first Omega Red, but it's a newsstand. And this was a garage sale pickup or yard sale pickup for 45 cents. So, definitely can't beat a 9.6 on that one for a newsstand. And this was actually another thing that was amazing about this one is it didn't have a board, and it was just a bag. That was it. So, yeah, it's crazy. All right, Jimmy, take it easy, man. Yeah, Rose. I mean, she got some books, man. Like, she's pretty talented, and it's something different, right? It's a little unique. She carved out a nice little niche for herself. With so many artists and stuff like that. So you when you see her stuff, you're like, yeah, that's Rose Besh. Like you kind of tell. And then the last book was Invincible Iron Man 7, the 3rd print with a nice little bubble, and that came back as a 9.8. So, and I think I have 2 more copies of this one, the 3rd print. So, and I have a few more to send in.
That's insane.
But yeah, but that was my haul, man. My submission. For my first submission to CBCS, I can't really complain. The process was, pretty easy, fast as hell. Like I said, I submitted everything September 4th, dropped it off at a show. They put it into the system and charged me on September 10th. And I got an email September 30th saying that the books were being graded, and they got graded, encapsulated, and shipped on the same day. And then I got them today. So from start to finish, it was 29 days total. So I can't beat that. And I sent it the modern fast track. So, that's insane, right? I mean, we don't really see that much. I mean, a lot of times you see that when people are submitting, express books with their modern books for like CGC and stuff like that to kind of basically like a hack, if you will, to get the books into the system a few weeks faster. But the thing is, they're in the system faster, but they still don't grade them, right? They'll grade your express book, but then your modern books will still be sitting there for another month or whatever it is before they actually get them graded and stuff like that. So it does. I mean, it does work. It does take some time, and if you do have an express book, at least you can do that. But there's some people that don't. They just have all moderns. You don't have that express book to throw in there, or are just not willing to pay $200, $250 or whatever it is for that one book to get graded to get these other ones. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's you choose whatever you want, choose what you like. But I can't complain with CBCS. I'm probably gonna continue to use them going forward. I don't see why not. Will I still use CGC? Absolutely. I think the only thing for me is I'll probably use CGC for more of like my personal collection, right? If I'm going to send in a book for like the PC, it's probably going to be CGC, right? Because I'm in the registry. Most of my books are CGC. This is my first submission to CBCS. So, for me, I want to keep it like that. I mean, I don't mind having a couple of CBCS books in the PC, but at the end of the day, this was a choice based on just the timing of it, the cost of it, and having the books on hand when things get hot, right? Yeah. I know a lot of people send the books to CGC, and it's like, hey, this is a hot book when I sent it in, and now it's not, right? Because it's like 6 months later, and it's like, and it passed, and it's like, and I just lost $400 or $500 on this book. Not lost it, but that potential that you could have sold it for on a higher thing, and now you have to hope that it goes back up in the future, right? So now you're probably gonna have to sit on it a little while longer and stuff, or just take the hit and stuff. So like, I don't know if I want to do that.
It's weird. It's like the trends, right? Like, and I could compare it to other things. I think about the Pokemon card situation. Like, there was a super large like spike, and then it was taking 200 days to get Pokemon cards back from CGC, PSAs a year. But then you think about the CBCS and CGC. I'm thinking now that they separated the card grading company, they moved that over, but they're introducing video games soon. So we're going to see what happens there. And then if they're able to just get back in the shape. I remember getting a submission back in like 28 days and it being right on time. The one thing I do like from CBCS is the updated notification. We build you. Here's the production, here's the shipping. And then when you see the shipping, you see that it's actually at FedEx. It's not going to take 3 days to get there. So for me, I'm like, my F5 key is broken because of CGC's website. Like, I live there all day and I'm like, please let me know when my stuff is ready. And then they have this new tier that's like grading, encapsulating, and imaging, but it stays there for another 2 months. And I'm like, what is happening here? But it's like, I don't know, it's difficult. It's like when you want to go out to eat to your favorite restaurant and they're like, how long till you're going to sit down? And you're like, an hour. And you're like, I don't think I got an hour to eat. Like, I got to go. So, and then you go to your second favorite restaurant. That's what CBCS is right now. And they know when I go there, it just feels right. So I'm cool.
And like I said, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, competition is good, right? I mean, you want competition. It helps this, you know, it helps with both companies wanting to do better, right? And I would hope they want to do better, right? They want your business. So it's like, hey, what can you do for me, right? Because at the end of the day, it's us, right? We're the ones paying for this shit. And if you're not going to deliver on the quality of your stuff and you're not willing to work with the customer, you're going to start losing people, right? No matter how big you think you are, you can crumble really quick. And so that's one of the things that, you know, and again, I'm not knocking CGC and saying that they're completely fucking horrible, because I do like CGC, right? I do like their books. I like how they look in the cases and stuff. The resale value obviously holds up. But at the same time, right, you know, their customer service is lacking. Their quality control has been lacking as of late. And I get it, right? I mean, they get a shit ton of books. But it's still a service, right? And you still want to make sure that you send out a quality product. And when you see these people saying, oh, I got this and I got that, and it's backwards and upside down and crack case, and that's a little too much, right? And the one thing that is like, when books are rattling around, right, and you're just like, you could shake the shit out of them. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, man. Like that's the whole point of encapsulating the shit. Like, it doesn't move. It's supposed to be sealed. Like, why is it moving? And you know, and even, you know, CBCS, right? They've had a couple of times where the book, you know, the case will be scuffed. You know, it could potentially be cracked. You know, their customer service sometimes takes a long time to get back to you. Right. Or if they do get back to you at all, is what I heard some people say. So again, you know, they both have their issues. We won't even go into PGX because, you know, there's not much to say about PGX, right? You know what I mean? And again, I don't want to shit on PGX because some people use them and it's like, hey, if you want to use them, go for it, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still being encapsulated, and it's what you want to pay for, right? You're the one paying for it. So, but yeah, it's just, everybody's gonna have their bad days and stuff like that. But, you know, it's, if you're willing to work with the customer to fix something, right? That's my whole thing, right? If there's something goes wrong and you're willing to work with me, cool. If you're just like, whatever, what do you want us to do about it? And it's like,
yeah,
well, fucking fix it. Like, that's what I want you to do about it. I paid for this shit. Fix it. You know?
It's always weird when you hear the stories. Like, I got an email back from CBCS when I was dealing with the local comic shop I used to do my submission through them, because I didn't know I could send it without being a member. So I went through them. I should have went through myself, and they got back to me pretty quick. But then another thing that I think no one is going to mention is the coupon codes, like 10% off here. New York Comic Con, they're like, oh, if you're coming to see us, 5% off. Just make sure you print your stuff out and bring it to us there. So it even helps you with your wallet, knowing you're going to a con, and they're doing on-site grading at some of the expos now versus CGC not even being around and doing their on-site grading. We'll see as it gets further down the line. Like, I'm hoping at C2E2 we get some of that, because those exclusives. I don't even want to put them in my bag and put them on a plane and bring them back home. I want to just drop them off right there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we have that opportunity.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, if you're just looking to just get a book slabbed and a cheap option, and you don't want to do it yourself, because I know there's like some like DIY like cases that you can buy and slab your own book. But you know, if you just want a cheap option, and you know, you don't care if your 9.8 is great as a 6.5 or whatever. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? If you don't really care about that and you just want to have it, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, again, I like the competition. I like having, and I was hesitant for a long time to use CBCS, right? And when they switched over to like Beckett, or Beckett bought them out or whatever and stuff, I still was like, I don't know. But you know, they came a long way. You know, the cases got better. Which I know a lot of people complain about the cases the first time. They've gotten better, and people still complain about the labels, stuff like that, which it is, you know, a boring label. But I'm happy that the book got the grade that it did, right? And that at the end of the day, that's what I wanted, first and foremost. And it was a nice little first submission, right? And going forward, I'll probably still use them. I'll still use CGC, and you know, it is what it is. But I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good process, and yeah, don't see no reason why I wouldn't continue to use them.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens moving forward, right? So there's so many companies doing this with this surge in collectors things. I think people won't stay on comics for as long as we think they are. Like folks are gonna start changing things. Nightclubs are gonna open up, and they're gonna be waking up with hangovers on a Saturday morning. We're gonna keep beating them to the shops, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, and there'll be another fad, and another, you know, we'll jump on something else, and there'll be something else that pops up, and people are like, oh, I want these. And you know, we had Pokemon cards that died off, and then they came back, and you know, Magic and all the other things, and you know, we had a lot of new money come into comics, and you've had card collectors that were like, hey, let me just come into comics, and I see that they're making money, and they were coming in here just buying shit, not knowing anything. They're just like, what? Oh, that's a good book. Cool. It's a 9.8. All right. How much they charge it? 1,500. Yeah, sure. I'll buy it. It's like, whoa. That was a $900 book. Why are you paying 1,500, man? Because now you're screwing me over. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not paying $1,500 for that book. Stop doing that shit. Because now everybody else is gonna list their shit for 1,500. So it just got a little crazy, but there was a little price correction and stuff like that. But there are books, like older books, that are starting getting price correct, and they're starting to go up. And some of the modern books are starting to come down a little bit because it just went a little crazy there for a minute. But you'll start seeing books like drop a little bit and then kind of come back up and stuff.
If you're smart, you just get a Fantastic Four 1 like me. Just get your digital assets going, and then you don't worry about anything.
Yeah, seriously. And that's another thing, right? You know, the NFTs and all that stuff. Like, it's just, there's so many things to jump into, and you know, comics have branched out so much into other avenues, and with the movies making comics even more viable to people and stuff, and more well known. People watch movies, and now they're like, oh, I want to see what that book was actually about, right? Because the movie was good. Let me go see, you know, what the book is about, and then they kind of jump into it. So, like I said, all that new money coming in, you know, and I'm here just trying to get a little piece for myself, and you know, try to do what I need to do for myself and stuff like that. And then at the same time, you know, pick up a couple books here and there for myself. All right. Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, I know we're running a little over an hour. It's kind of long enough, and I'm long-winded. Vic, you got anything going on? I know you have you just posted up a video and stuff like that, but you got anything else coming out?
Yeah, no, I posted a video up. I got some ideas. I know I shared with you the idea of us cleaning and pressing books live, or recording it to talk about the process. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Yep.
A lot of folks, what are they doing? I don't know. They're kind of silent. I don't know. They're not interactive. So when you're watching these videos, no Q&As, like the talk back and forth from the community isn't there, except for the chat box. Just said Playboy starts doing NFTs. That's fine. Nice. Screenshots. That's all you need. I'll sell them to you for real cheap. But then I had this real crazy idea the other day of I watch game shows, and I want to rig my car up to have lights and sound in it, so I could do a cash cab comic book edition. I'll probably use the same folks in the car. I don't got that many friends. Also, I'm a germaphobe and I don't want anyone in my car. But I don't think getting a job as an Uber driver now will be effective to my rating and just getting people in the car and doing a game show. But I'm hoping to pull something off soon. I was already looking at some equipment. So that's the plan. So I'm going to get a few different things going on and be more consistent. I think I dropped 4 videos in the last week and a half, but I hadn't dropped anything for 6 months. So I'm there. But most of my stuff goes on Instagram. I get luck when I go hunting, so I'm always finding something real good. And if y'all go see the next video, I got a lot of great. But I think I got 28 books for $14, and yeah, it was some really good finds. But yeah, we got to just record our adventures when we go. So that's the plan. Nothing major.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, I like the ideas and stuff like that, and you know, it's always nice to do something a little different, right? Because everybody, obviously, there's always a bunch of unboxings, and those are always going to be there. Everybody's always going to enjoy those, but coming up with those other things that, you know, out of the box kind of thinking and stuff like that would be pretty cool.
Well, I saw that drawing game show that you were on, and I was like, that was awesome.
For the people who know how to draw, yeah, sure.
No, the idea was awesome. I'm not gonna shit on your art, man. Like, you don't draw.
The idea is amazing.
Yeah, the idea was great.
The idea is amazing, stuff like that. It's cool as hell, and it was one of those things that came out of nowhere, basically, right? I mean, it was one of those things where they were, you know, they had a bunch of people. Everybody was like, you know, kind of just shooting the shit, and all of a sudden, like, hey, when I start drawing some stuff, and it's like, wait, what? All of a sudden, it became a show, and it's like, let's do it all the time. Let's have some people on, and you know, there's a lot of you know, art, like good artists in this community, right? You know, not just like comic readers and shit like that, but there's people who can actually draw, and you know, so it's pretty cool and stuff like that. And I even told I told Rod, I'm like, hey man, it's like, you know, y'all should get together and get like, you know, the top like artists and stuff like that, you know, the people who are really you know, good and who won the show or whatever, and have like this, you know, this little competition between them, right? And have like these good pieces of art and actually put them up for auction, right? You sell them in the community and stuff like that, because I know people love original art, and you know, kind of like donate that money to a charity or something like that we can you know, all pick and stuff. So I think it'd be pretty cool to do something like that. I think the community comes together for that.
I also think a game show is great because you could get rid of, well, no, it's not even getting rid of the people in the community who are just here for the flip, but find out who the real fans are. And oftentimes I see a lot of folks either on Instagram or wherever just talking about the value of a book versus the storyline or the quality or the writing. So getting back to that and just connecting with more people to talk about the storylines. Because every time someone talks to me about a book, they're like, how much did you pay for it? I'm like, well, did you read it? And that's always a difficult conversation. Like, no, I'm gonna get to it. No, you're not. We're like 20 issues in. You haven't even read the first one. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much. That's funny. Yeah, man. But I mean, I said I don't really got much going on. I think I have another video that I'm still working on that, you know, I'm just lazy as shit. But hopefully that'll be out soon. And then, like I said, I mean, hopefully we can do you know, either a, you know, live stream cleaning or you know, pre-recorded, stuff like that. But you know, we'll come up with that. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. And then hopefully go live a few times. I know eventually I'll probably be on with like JP again. We're reading Monstrous Volume 6, so that should be pretty cool. But yeah, man, and I'm always open to, you know, jumping on and anybody's channel and stuff like that. It's like I don't really care. You know, obviously you've seen what I just did in Rod's channel, making a fool out of myself. So yeah, you know, it's all good. It's just on here to have fun, and that's it, man.
I dig that. No, I know JP's not watching this. I know the last part, but when y'all read Fables, let me in because I need to reread that. That was such a great series.
Yeah, he I want to say he did that with John.
Oh, he did that one already?
Yeah, he did it with John. Oh shit, who else was on it? But yeah, they did Fables, and I want to say they just finished it.
Okay.
Right? I want to say this last time around they just finished and stuff like that. But yeah, he did Fables. That was definitely on there.
Yeah, we got robbed by Disney with them not wanting to use the rights on that ABC show. They were like, we're not paying for this. All these other things are no copyright, whatever. We'll take that.
Yeah, and it was on ABC too. That's something that I think they have to be on a. It can't be on public TV. Like you need to be on a like HBO or something that you can make it a little more adult or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just being on that sucks.
There's a series coming up, Bigsby and Batman. That's going to be a nice 6-issue miniseries. I'm looking forward to reading.
Nice. Hell yeah. All right, y'all. So we're going to get out of here. And thanks for stopping in. I appreciate everybody who was in here from the beginning to the end. If you were in here for 30 seconds or whatever it is, I'm just grateful that you guys were stopping in. I appreciate it. As always, the chat was great. Vic, thanks for being here with me, man. Like I said, you were with me from the beginning with these books, so it's only fitting that you got to see the final result.
I thought you were going to say I get first dibs. I was really waiting for that. Okay. Cool. Whatever.
Take it easy. I'll see you on the next time, man.
Peace out.